Hello, and today is the final day of the August metagame here. The new ban list has taken full effect, and we will be seeing follow-ups on most of the decks that we love and or hate coming up on the channel here, and the changes that it's going to have on them. Today though, we're going to finish off the season just with a nice relaxing bit of Buster Blader gameplay in the Diamond rank, of course. And this isn't quite the version we were playing, because at the time of recording it was pre-ban list. This is what I think the deck's going to look like post-ban list. Very, very simple changes. All we did was add in 2 additional hand traps, if you will, and then we rebalanced our hand trap lineup to include some Caught by the Grave and Cross-Eyed Designator, purely to stop ourselves from getting Ash Blossomed quite as often. Because Flounderies isn't quite as prominent as it was when it first launched, we don't necessarily need to overload our deck with as many counters directly to that deck, so now we have a little bit more freedom when it comes to operation. So this version of the deck I think is what's going to be played going forward. I will of course be testing it out and putting it up on the channel and things once I've got full gameplay. Today though, it's less so a deck profile and more so just a nice closer to the month. Speaking of closing to the month, we did very well here in August. We're up to 488 subscribers at the time of recording, so thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. We were just shy of our target of 500, but you know what, I can't even get remotely close to complaining for the level of support that has been shown. So thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed up until now. And if you're watching this and you like what you're seeing and you're not subscribed, it doesn't cost you anything. The button's right there. You might as well. You'd be doing me a favor. And yeah, what I want you to do is leave down below and let me know what deck you've been playing the most throughout August, and let me know sort of how you think the ban this is going to impact it, whether you think your deck's going to get better, worse. I'm going to hear about some of the cool strategies that some of you guys are playing as well in ranked, or even in casual as well, because not every deck is quite good enough to compete in ranked. Sometimes you just want to sit back and play some casual gameplay as well. So let me know what y'all are using in the comments. I'll see if I can get around everyone, and yeah, let's just dive into some gameplay. Alright, starting off with game number 1. Alright, so we're going second. Our opponent just sets 2 and passes. That's fine. We don't have the greatest of opening hands, so we're going to have to improvise a little bit here. We're going to normal summon our Effect Peeler. Basil Rose shoot out the Red Rose Dragon, so we can go into our Crystron Hulk. My Hulk's going to attempt to summon the Jet Synchron, but it's going to get ashed. But you know what? I would rather him ash that than ash something else, so I don't mind that one bit. We're simply going to set 2 and pass here. We were thinking about swinging in there, but we don't need to flip whatever that is face up. And that's pretty much it. So moving into the draw phase, we're going to activate Prologue in the draw phase, send Memories and Buster Blader. We're going to banish Memories from the graveyard as well. Memories will banish the Rose Dragon and the Buster Blader to fusion summon out the Destroyer Swordsman. Then we special summon our Buster Dragon, and bang, that's it. Our opponent's locked out of using card effects. This is why you summon the monsters in defense, so you do not get Lightning Stormed. Bear that in mind. That is going to happen. Our opponent summons out a couple of Phantom Knights, goes in the Chirubini, activates his Phantom Knights in the grave here, desperately trying to get some kind of advantage on the field. He's going to banish his gloves too. He realizes it doesn't matter what he grabs, what he does, that it's just simply not going to work. The Buster Blader lock is too strong. He could potentially have gone and grabbed the sword, the Fog Blade. That may have helped him. Again, it would have been a bit of a slow play, but at least he would have been in the game. I don't know why he surrendered quite so easily. But there you go. Nice, simple showing of the Buster Blader combo. Not bad for a first game. Let's get into number 2. And here you have it, the hand with the double prosperity. As I said in the intro, this is sort of pre-ban list, but the differences aren't massive. In fact, the post-ban list deck would have been better in this circumstance. So our opponent's playing Despia. He's going to get out the Masquerade Dragon. Edge Chain is going to grab him a Patchwork, and the Dramaturge is going to summon itself to the field. So we're going to be taking chip, and we're going to be getting negated by the Dramaturge. Our opponent's going to grab another Edge Chain as well as a Polymerization, and they're going to go into Fusion Destiny. So we're playing up against an extra deck negate. We're playing against the Destiny Hero, Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer, and we've got a Masquerade to play through. So all in all, not great. But we do have a very, very powerful hand, so we'll give them that at least. We're going to go for Pot of Prosperity, banish free from the extra deck to get ashed. You know what? That's perfectly fine. We don't even necessarily have something in our hand that we really don't want getting ashed. We're really fine with whatever he chooses to negate. We're going to special summon out the Ascended of Thunder, normal summon out the Dragon. We're going to activate its effect to search, but we're actually going to get popped here preemptively by the DPE. Now, why he pops the back row polymerization is a little bit beyond me. Either way, we're going to swing in and take out that Masquerade Dragon and then pass turn. Our opponent's DPE now is going to get destroyed. Again, in the draw phase, that's when you want to be using your prologue, send your memories, send your Buster Blader, get fusion summoning by banishing the memories from the graveyard. That's the big play. We didn't really care so much about getting any sort of synchros off. All we wanted was that dragon in the graveyard for this reason. So we've got our fusion monster on the board, we've got our synchro monster on the board, switch to defense and negate it. Our opponent's trying to go into something over the top of us. The Masquerade Dragon, the DPE, the Dramaturge all on the field. He's going to activate Denier, summoning Denier out to the field. He's going to banish a Malicious to summon Malicious out to the field. He's going to link summon into Unicorn, I don't know, potentially trying to bounce us away. Then he goes into Access Code. I don't know if he thought Access Code would resist the Buster Blader. It does not. He's going to go for the Branded in red now, adding back the Dramaturge. He's going to use the field spell to fusion summon, but he realizes just how lost this game is. I don't know if he believed the activation of the access code couldn't be negated. I think that may be what he was thinking in his head. What instead happened is you can't respond to it, but I mean, it's a passive negate, so I don't really know what to tell you there. Our opponent just didn't really know what he was doing, but such is life. Again, it's not an easy lock to play through. It's not the most difficult thing to play through either. Like, the Buster Blader engine by itself is not that busted. This deck's really cool in that it can usually play through a couple of interruptions, or it can set up a pretty decently impressive board on its own, as well as the Buster engine. So that's usually what sort of happens. In these last couple of games, we've just been eating interruptions with all of our extra cards so that our main engine actually goes through. So, you know, can't really complain. Getting free wins here from the Diamond rank. Let's get into game number 3. Alright, game number 3, here we are, going second again. I think we've gone second in all 3 games, which is not really what you want to be doing in this deck, but it is the reality of the situation. Our opponent is playing Pendulums, the Pendulum Magician. This deck is so cool. I really want to give this a go. I just don't have the attention span for it. But again, I might give Pendulum Magicians a go in the near future. I would love to commentate over what this guy's doing, but like this deck just does so much. Like, what am I supposed to say about that? He's going to go in the Electromite. Electromite's going to be able to basically place one of the Chronograph on top of the extra deck, and now he's going to be able to pop one to draw one with the Electromite. So he pops the Black Fang. Now all of these Magicians get effects whenever they're destroyed. The Electromite, of course, being able to draw an additional card here. The Chronograph will be able to special summon itself. Sorry, the Astrograph will be able to special summon itself out to the field as well, adding the Black Fang Magician to hand. Then he's gonna fusion summon into the Supreme King. This thing, basically, this is a fusion monster that you just sort of contact fuse out, for lack of a better word, and it just copies the effect of one of your monsters. So he's just copying the Electromite. He's just using it to gain as much advantage as possible, constantly resummoning the Astrograph, constantly researching the deck, building up advantage, drawing additional cards, and generally being a menace. So look at how many times he's recycling this Astrograph's effect. It's nuts. Why is this not once per turn? That's pretty crazy to me. But I mean, what are you going to do? Our opponent spammed out 2 of these guys, and now he's going to use the 2 of them to go into the Hope Harbinger Dragon. So he's got a spell negate. He's got a Crystron Hulk, so he can go into a quick play synchro on our turn. We're going to open up our turn with a Vishuda. Now we drew into 3 of them off the bat, which, you know, isn't ideal. You don't really want to be seeing that. Our opponent's going to go into Shooting Razor Dragon as we're summoning our Vishuda. He's just getting his Synchro Summon ready, setting a level 4 to change himself to 3. We're going to normal summon our Whelp, search for Prologue, and then we're going to Link Summon into Crystron Hulk. Now, Crystron Hulk is going to search for our deck for Jet Synchron, summoning it to the field. At this stage, our opponent's going to go into Baron de Fleur, which we sort of saw coming. We're going to go into Mechafat the Beast of Rorodon anyway. We want to force him to use up his Baron de Fleur. I mean, what else can you really do at this position? The Mechafat the Beast of Rorodon is going to get destroyed. That's fine. We're going to set one pass. It means he does not have his negate anymore for his Baron de Fleur, meaning in the draw phase we flip up Prolong, we get sending, and we get summoning. So by sending the memories and the Buster Blader, we can fusion summon. We're going to fusion summon out the Buster Blader, Dragon Destroyer, Swordsman, switch everything to defense, well, except for the Link monster, sorry. Now all of his monsters are dragons, all of his dragons are swapped to defense and cannot activate their effects, which means no negate off of the Harbinger, no pops off Baron de Fleur, nothing like that. Again, he's just using these cards. He's generating crazy amounts of card advantage. This guy basically has every card in his deck at his disposal. He goes into a 4 material Appaloosa, which is an incredibly smart play, basically getting big enough to swing over the Buster Dragon. Now he's going to basically pendulum summon out a few monsters from the extra deck because of the arrows from the Appaloosa are so powerful. The Borreload Savage Dragon on summon here would normally have grabbed a card from his graveyard, but I don't know if he forgot. He's still getting negated by our Buster Blader, so he's going to bounce the Buster Blader back to our extra deck. Now that he's learned his lesson a little bit, he's going to end his turn and pass it back to us. Now we are in a rough spot, so we're going to special summon out the Vishuda here. We're going to activate its effect to summon it. That's going to trigger the Appaloosa to get negating. That's not what you want to see, but at the very least it means that we can use Pot of Prosperity here. We'll banish 3 from the extra deck to check the top 3 from our deck. What can we pick up here? We're going to pick up the Red Rose Dragon. We have the Ascended of Thunder in hand. We special summon it. We're going to go into the Red Rose Dragon, summon up Baron de Fleur. He's going to negate the Red Rose Dragon of Appaloosa. We're going to use that opportunity to pop the Appaloosa with our Baron de Fleur's negate, stopping him from stopping us. So that's the Appaloosa gone. We don't need to worry about that any further. Red Rose Dragon then summoning Rox Rose Dragon from the deck, Rock scrapping the Basil Rose Shoot, and the Basil Rose Shoot then resummoning from the graveyard the Red Rose Dragon. Now we did make a small mistake here. We should have summoned the Rose Dragon into attack position to take out the Black Fang Magician, but such is life. We summon out our Whelp here to send an additional memories to graveyard. We're trying to set up our fusion summon again. All we need now is a Buster Blader in the graveyard and we're golden. And we have some type of defense now at least. We're going to use Baron de Fleur. We're bouncing it back to the extra deck to resummon the Ascended of Thunder purely because we don't need him destroying our Baron de Fleur. We don't have a lot of powerful plays right now, so we need to be able to recycle that if at all possible. But again, look at the amount of summoning this guy can do so easily. It's disgusting. So the Supreme King Dragon popping our whole field. Look at that for a board. He's going to swing in easy lethal. Our opponent there was using a fantastic deck. The Pendulum Magician seems so fun. I really want to give it a shot, but it is really rather complicated. So I am probably going to have to sit on that one for a little bit and do a bit of learning before we can publish that. But either way, that's the 3 games. There's not really much, we're not going to need a deck profile or anything like that after this. We've done this deck profile a few times now by this stage, so I'm sure you're all fully aware of how the Buster Blader deck goes. Again, if you're not and this is your first time seeing it, we have actual full deck breakdowns on the channel in previous videos. You can check the link in the description for the most recent one. But yeah, that's basically just what we wanted to do. We wanted to finish off the season here instead, you know, looking at the defeat screen as you normally do in ranked. But as I said, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, feel free to, you know, it's free, doesn't cost you anything. You can learn something, maybe you can teach me something, maybe, why not? There's a Discord, and like I said, leave a comment down below for the favorite deck you were using throughout the August season, and if you think it's going to do better or worse with the new ban list. And on that note, I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.